What's the deal, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Shane G. This is the Ethos Media Network, and this is another exclusive episode of Entreprenegros. And today, I definitely have a very special guest, and we definitely like to highlight the new movers and shakers in the different industries. We like to highlight the people who have been doing things for a long time. And so today, we have a very special guest. He's actually a good friend of my cousin's as well, so it's close to the family. So I definitely want everybody to make sure that you show him extra love and extra support. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Wolverine, Eddie Johnson. How you
Yo,
doing,
yo,
sir?
yo. What's the word? What's the word? What up, Shane? How you been, bro?
Hey, I'm doing lovely, man. How about yourself?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Just got off work. It's a beautiful day here in Detroit, Michigan. I just thank God for another one, man. And I'm happy to be here on the show, man. Shout out to your cousin Nick D, man. What up, Nick? Thanks
That's
for
right. That's right. Shout out my
hooking this
cousin
up,
Lee.
man. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have never met you. But God works in mysterious ways and he brings the right people into your life.
That's right, man. That's right. And, that's definitely a theme that I think is going to come up a lot today. So we can get right into it, man. So
Okay.
tell me about your movie, because that's why you're an entrepreneur in my eyes. You
Hey, it
produced,
sounds like
you
good
wrote,
times. Entrepro Negro.
yeah, you wrote, produced, your own movie. So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Yeah. So I got a movie on Tubi and some of the streaming services right now. It's called The Ride to Heaven. It's a really, really good movie. It's a spiritual based film. Yep. That's the picture of Gaia, who was played by Cameron Kimball, who did an amazing job as the angel in the movie. And basically, to give a quick synopsis of the movie, it's about people who just passed away. And Gaia, the angel, she's reviewing their life, and the devil is listening, and he's trying to take some of them to hell. So, if you're a spiritual person, you would definitely like this movie. It does have some profanity in it, but it's not too over the top. And right now it's on Tubi. You just go to Tubi, type in The Ride to Heaven. Shout out to all the cast members. There's so many of you guys to name. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for giving your time and believing in my vision and the script. And we knocked it out, man. We filmed most of it, Shane, right here at my house, a couple of their houses in Belle Isle. I didn't have a big budget. I didn't really have much money behind it, but I just had the creativity and I had the driven force of the Holy Spirit behind me to knock this out.
So is that what inspired you to
Yeah.
do this movie? It was, based on your beliefs, or
Yeah.
what led you to the point of wanting to include that into, an entertainment product as well? Because that's not something that everybody does. There's a lot of people who go to church and they're believers, but they don't necessarily want to produce a movie, or produce art to depict it. So what took you to that place?
Well, I graduated from University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, the Wolverines, Go Blue, back in 2004, and I majored in acting and English. And my acting teacher, Miss Glenda Dickerson, God rest her soul, she's passed on, but she was the second woman in history to put out a production on Broadway in New York. She taught a lot of great actors and filmmakers throughout the years. And taking her course for 4 years at the University of Michigan was very hard. I'm talking about Shane. It was people crying. It was people leaving the class. She was so hard on us because she was making us actors and writers for Broadway and the movie industry. So, she had to be really, really hard on us. But once I graduated, she pulled me aside to her office and she told me, she said, Wolverine, one day you're going to do something special. She said, you may not see it now, but one day you're going to do something amazing. And here it is almost 20 years later, because that was 2004 when I graduated from Michigan. It's 2024 now. So 20 years later, here it is, The Ride to Heaven. This is what my teacher, Miss Glenda Dickerson, was talking about. I was young back then, man. I didn't understand. I didn't see it. I had to live life and go through all types of shit just to make this movie. And now it's out. It's been getting really, really good reviews. And like I said, I'm just hoping to save one soul or just open up one mind to a person that would think before they do something. Because, in our society, it's a lot of killing and crime going on. And I just wanted to make something to where it'll make you think. And after you watch the movie, you'll sit there and be like, wow, one day I am going to meet God and my life will be reviewed. And how will he look at me? What will my headline be? So that's what really inspired me for creating this film.
Okay. Okay. So something that I ask everybody who is venturing out into anything entrepreneurial or where you have to, invest in yourself and bet on yourself to win, I like to ask everybody when they knew it was working. And then I also like to ask people what was their biggest L, meaning loss or lesson, depending on however you want to take that. But what was your biggest L in this process of making this movie? And when did you realize, I mean, making it, putting it on Tubi is a good, that's nice. You know what I mean? That's like not everybody's on Tubi.
You got to go through a process to get it on there. Trust me.
Exactly. Not everybody gets to be here. You know what I mean? And do things like this. So, tell me that process, what it was like to get there, and what were the tough times like on the way there.
Okay, so I had a movie before this one, and me and one of the actors got into it. So that movie was a dud. So the biggest L I ever took was my very, very first film that I can't do nothing with, because me and that main actor got into it so bad. I can't do anything with that film. We did have a film premiere, but as far as me getting it on the streaming services and trying to get it out the way how I'm doing Ride to Heaven, I can't do it because I don't trust that guy, and I'm not even gonna go back into all that. I just had to move forward. But I took a major L on that. It cost me I spent over like $3,000 on that one right there. With Ride to Heaven, I spent over $4,000 creating this one. But that was my biggest L. It was the first film, but the Holy Spirit gave me confirmation. He said, my son, do your next one for me. And now it's just nothing but positive energy, positive vibes. And I knocked out Ride to Heaven. And I knew it was a success at the film premiere when people from the theater were coming out clapping. They came right up to the booth and told me how much they love the film. And just on the internet, going to work every day, just bumping into people are really, really amazed by this so far. And I'm just thankful to God that I was able to make a home run. And like I said, we filmed most of it because you from the D Chain. We filmed on Belle Isle right by the big fountain. Then we filmed on the other side of Belle Isle. And then we filmed at my house and a couple other people's cribs, and that was it. Like you don't have to have a lot of money to make a hit movie. When you look at Ride to Heaven or Friday, like you could see that staying in just a few locations, you could really focus and narrow in on the acting. And that's why, for example, in a movie like with John, when he was in a car talking to his little brother and pretending his father was there, he was very angry at his father. Like I was able to key in on that character. And Robert Gaines, he brought the acting out so well in that scene. And people come up to me and say that's one of the most memorable scenes from the Ride to Heaven that they really, really enjoyed. And notice how Robert Gaines cracked out of his shell, and he just killed it right there in that whole scene. So, I mean, even though you take a big L in life, you just got to keep God first and keep grinding, and eventually you will be on top, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a while. After that first movie, it took me 2.5 years to make this. I wasn't rushing. I took my time. We at the casino where I work, Motor City Casino, we went on strike. So there was another time where I didn't have no money really flowing in. So there's going to be a lot of downfalls. There's going to be a lot of unexpected things that happen in your life. But if you're strong enough in your faith and you believe in your project, then you'll find a way to get it done.
So what was the process like as far as getting it onto Tubi? Because this is definitely another reason that I like to interview people who have done things and have succeeded in certain endeavors. So there's a lot of younger, talented Black men who don't know what the first step is. And, they have an idea. They might even have the cast. They might have people that are down to act. They have the cameras, the equipment. They have everything they need. And they can put the project together. But then what? So what was that?
Okay, so you have to have your LLC. I have Solid X TV LLC. You have to get your LLC. Got to have your tax information. Make sure you've been getting your taxes done and all that. The streaming services, they're going to ask for a lot of information. It's a long, lengthy process you're going to go through, and it's going to take a while before your movie gets on there. They have to watch it and screen it and make sure it's right. And then you got like the the cover that you showed, the Ride to Heaven, you got to send different sizes of that to them to make sure it fits the square perfectly. Yeah, that right there. Like it's a long, lengthy process to get your movie on the streaming services. But after they approve it, then you just sit back and wait, and like maybe a month or two later, it'll be on there. And then once it's on there, you just let all your people know, hey, it's on there, y'all, go check it out, you know. And then there you go. Then you just gotta wait after that to see how good it does, to see, you know, where you're able to make a profit off of it, you know.
Okay. So the first step is making sure that your personal affairs are in order as far as your tax information and having an LLC.
That's definitely step one.
Okay. So once you do that, then you just reach out, you know, to the services themselves, Tubi or, you know, whoever you're trying to have your product
on. Yeah. And then you go from there. I mean, like I said, it's a lengthy process.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It may take
I'm not
a
telling you to
while.
give them the whole game, you know, but I do like for people to just know at least what step one is, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, hey, but you know what? When you have good information, you're supposed to share it. I mean, what's the point of holding it? You know, and I mean, get it out there. There's a lot of young Black filmmakers or just people around the world that, like you said, may have an idea and they want to get their shit out there. So step one, make sure your LLC and all your tax stuff, all that stuff is in order, you know, because when the money does roll in, you want to make sure everything goes right to you and it's no hassle or no BS, you know, because, hey, some people said that they've made millions off of Tubi and some of these streaming services if your movie is a hit. And even if, you know, the acting ain't that good or it's trashy or whatever, if people are watching it, you're going to make money. So that's just how it goes, you know. But of course, you want the good recognition. You want positive feedback. You don't want people to look at you as, you know, oh man, his young, you know, you want people to look at you in a respectable way. So like I said, for all the up and coming actors, make sure you go to acting school, acting class. Like even with me, I graduated with a degree from Michigan. A couple years later, I came back to Detroit. I went to the studios of Michigan. I took more acting classes. Then I met more people. You can never stop learning. Never ever sell yourself short on your brain. You know, you can always learn. And just when you think you know it all, take another class. And guess what? You're going to meet these new group of people over here that you probably would have never met in your whole life. And now you guys are collabing and doing stuff together, because it's like the domino effect. You meet one person and then this person knows four. And now you got four people in your film like that. Because a lot of times as a filmmaker, when you're first starting off, you're like, well, damn, you know, do I need to hold auditions or no? I may not want to do that. What if I could just find a couple of people? Okay, well, if you go to school or class, you got about 30, 40 people right there that's all doing the same thing. So network with them, get their phone numbers and reach out. And if they like what you're putting together, they're going to be like, hell yeah, I'll do it. So, and next thing you know, you got enough people for a whole movie.
So that kind of leads into my next question then. As an independent filmmaker, who and or what is needed to make your business successful?
So once again, you got to have a network of people who can act in your films. You have to have a decent camera or a good camera. You got to have some lights. Amazon, they have a green screen kit for $150. You could get 4 lights, 3 different green screen backgrounds. That's a start right there. You know, if you do already have a camera, look at different lenses you can get for it. There's also a lot of great people right here on YouTube, like Film Riot. You know, you can look at what they do. They teach you how to film action scenes and all types of stuff. And like I said, if you go to school or take classes, you'll learn from even those teachers or people, and then they'll recommend other people for you. And then when you come across, you know, more known actors and people, they may hand down some information to you or say, hey, man, I got an old camera that I don't use no more. I'll sell it to you. Or, you know what, here, just take it, bro. I believe in you. You know, sometimes stuff like that happen. I mean, trust me, on my adventures of filmmaking, I have plenty of hand-me-downs where people say, man, Wolverine, I believe in you, man. Here, take this, you know, hey, take it, you know, and thank them for it, because God is putting them in your life in order to help you achieve greatness. And you know, you got to believe in yourself and keep God first, and just know that, like I said, if you truly believe in your project, it's going to be a success. You just gotta put in the work and don't rush. Do not rush. I know there's a lot of filmmakers out there. Once they get used to the Tubi game and they seeing the money roll in and the recognition, they just so quick to want to do 4 or 5 more movies in 1 year. Man, take your time. Do not rush. The only competition you're going against is yourself. When your movie is done, there is no going back. Once it's on that streaming service, you cannot go back. So make sure you do everything right. You cover your bases. Do not rush, because if you give a great performance acting wise, or the story is amazing, man, people will be able to watch that shit forever. So that's the best advice I could give to up and coming filmmakers or people around the world. Take your time. Don't worry about what no one else is doing. Make your film.
That's good advice. That's definitely good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Especially nowadays, because in any form of the content game, it's kind of, there is a lot of pressure to produce a lot of content. Like it is a quantity type of game, so filmmaking is a very specific type of content making, though. It's very different. It's a lot, it's one of the oldest types of, content creation. So taking that approach definitely makes more sense, because you do want it to last, over time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, last the test, stand the test of time. It's just like an album. DMX first album is Dark Hell is Hot, Nas Illmatic, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. I mean, the first albums, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, that wasn't his first, but it's just certain albums and music that stand the test of time. Biggie, Ready to Die. I mean, it's the same thing with movies. I see you got Pulp Fiction on your wall. I see, boom, there you go right there. I mean, John Singleton, Ryan Coogler, Black Panther, amazing movies, stand the test of time. You want to make sure, even though you may not have that $1 million budget, it doesn't matter, because when you look at Friday, and that's the prime example, Ice Cube, they did not know that movie was going to do that. And that movie is a classic. When after Debo punched my man and Smokey said, "Hey man, you got knocked the F out." That is the most famous repeated movie line in history. Besides Star Wars, Luke, I am your father. Like those lines are memorable, and that lets you know that your film has stood the test of time, because those films came out back when we were young, man. And 20 years later, we still talking about this stuff.
Yep.
Like,
exactly.
Take your time, y'all. Don't rush. I mean, there's people trying to shoot movies in 10 or 12 days. And if that works for you, cool. But when we're watching it, we can tell, because it's like the acting isn't quite there. It's like the story is good. It looks good. It sounds good. But the acting is just quite not there. So take your time, y'all. Do not rush. Take your time.
Do you find yourself being more passionate about filmmaking than you are about music, or than you were about music, or is it kind of
that's such a good question, man. I think it's about the same, man. Back in 2010, my first rap album, Rap Creator, came out, and I thought I was gonna blow up. Back then I was one of the hottest rappers in Detroit, but once you realize like you're not getting the support from the radio, you just gonna remain underground. So now it's like, okay, my music is underground, eclectic, like MF Doom or Royce the 5'9". I don't have that big mass media push that I thought I would have, especially the support from my city. But it's okay, because I still made great tracks. Like right now, you look on YouTube, Hello Detroit. That thing, man, I made that thing back in 2009, 2010 to this day. If you look at that, people from all around the world are still commenting on that. And I love music so much, but I'm older now, man. It dies out. And plus, once you get deep into filmmaking, you kind of realize like this is the route that God really, really want me to go. But as you see at the end of The Ride to Heaven, I had a song I did called Library in Heaven, which complemented the film, where I talked about a dream I had one night where I went to heaven and I was in a library of heaven and I was reading golden books with all of our names on it, just opening up different books and seeing stories and pages from people's life. And then I opened up my own book and I seen some of my own past adventures, but the book was still writing itself as I was reading. I'm like, I'm reading this book right now. I'm reading this book right now. that's what it's saying, like at the end. But I could flip pages back and see women that I've been with earlier in my life, going to the liquor store, smoking my first blunt, all types of stuff, man. But that song, it complimented the movie so much. So I would say I love filmmaking the same way how I love hip hop music, man. It goes hand in hand. But as I'm older now, I'm mostly just gonna focus on the films. I think I may make like maybe 1 or 2 more rap albums or mixtapes, but for the most part, it's all about the films now. And I'm content with that. I'm happy with that, because with the success of Ride to Heaven, I'm seeing that it's already impacting people. And shout out to St. Matthew's Church, Father Novelli. Thank you so much for that monologue. I actually went to church last Sunday. I was off work, and I went and I told Father Novelli how this movie is impacting people all around the world that's watching it on Tubi and the streaming services. So he did a long monologue, and me and my homeboy Chris Miles, who helped me edit the movie, we chopped it up and we wove it into the film. And as the film progresses, you'll see him come on there and talk about repentance and forgiveness and, keeping God first and all that stuff from a real father, a priest perspective. So shout out to St. Matthew's Church, Father Novelli. I love you. Thank you so much. I've been going to that church my whole life. I also go to Christian Fellowship of Love on the west side of Detroit, Grand River, with Pastor Terry Thomas. That's my grandmother's church, and I've been going to Bible study there. So shout out to Pastor Terry Thomas, because going to both Baptist and Catholic, going to Bible study and going to church, I was able to really reinforce the message of Jesus Christ in this film to help others as well. So thankful to both of them for giving me the knowledge of God and getting deep into the word to make this movie to push out to the world.
That's what's up. That's definitely what's up, man. So,
oh yeah,
what would you say? I mean, you kind of said it right there, but I guess I'll just let you, wrap. Who is this film for? I guess would be my question. Who do you want to watch this film? Why is it for them? And where is everywhere they can find it and follow you, so that way they can follow your future projects, things like that?
Well, right now it's on Tubi. Amazon, they've had the movie for about 3 months. They just haven't put it on the page yet. But it's on Amazon in the next few weeks, hopefully. But it's on Tubi and Apple TV right now, and it'll be on the other streaming services very soon. Like I said, it's a lengthy process with that. It takes a while for them to post it, because they got a lot of big name films and other movies that's ahead of yours. So yours will be on there, but you just gotta wait maybe 2 or 3 months before it gets on there. But right now it's on Tubi. You could just go there. You don't have to log in or nothing. Just go to the search bar, type in The Ride to Heaven. That's where you can find it. Who is the movie for? It's for anybody, all ages. It's very entertaining. It's funny, but it does show you the consequences. What happens when you make certain choices in your life. And some people did make it to heaven and some people went to hell. So I think this movie is for anybody, all ages. It does warning, it does have profanity in it, but besides that, it's nothing really too bad. But you can find me on Instagram at Wolverine Solid X, which is WOLVARINE Solid X. I'm not on X that much. I'm not on Twitter that much. But if you want to hit me up on Twitter, I'm the Solid X TV on there. And on Facebook, I'm Eddie Johnson. And thank you so much, Shane, for having me, man. This was a great time. And like I said, shout out to your cousin Nick for hooking this up. And your channel is really, really good. I wanted to say this. The video you did when you were talking about what's the name? P. Diddy, when he beat up Cassie and stuff, man, that video you did, man, that was a very, very impactful video, bro. That was very good, man. I watched that and was like, wow, Shane, you gonna blow up, bro. That, if you guys haven't seen that, go back on his channel and watch that one. That was a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my cousin Nick, you know what I'm saying? Like you I've mentioned him a couple of times, and we grew up together, and I'll just say he's familiar with those stories as well. You know what I'm saying? He knows what I'm talking about. So but yeah, man. It's interesting because I grew up rapping and loving hip hop and everything too. And my passion, the older I get, really is more so in the podcasting and into doing interviews and things like that, getting to know people, just trying to share some type of knowledge. I did that Detroit documentary recently. You know, just trying to show all the different sides of Detroit and, you know, show people what it actually looks like in the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Cause people have a certain idea. And I'm like, well, let me bring you here, you know, if
Right.
you never get a chance to come, you know what I mean?
Show you exactly what's going on.
I'll show you the good parts and the bad parts. We'll go to the projects and then we'll go to where the mansions are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll show you everything in between, Belle Isle, the whole thing, you know. So that was really fun putting that together. And that's where I'm finding my passion more. So I definitely can relate to you when it comes to, you know, finding different passions the older you get, but still loving, you know, what you came up doing, but being able to kind of let it go and move on to other things, you know. So I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, the future projects that you have coming as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is there anything, you know, coming up that you want to talk about, or are we focused
dude,
on
I got so many ideas, man. I just don't even know what to do next. But like I said, the love that the fans and people have been showing me and the cast members has been incredible. And you know, I wanted to say back with the music thing, you don't have to stop rapping. I mean, it never ends. You know, I got my own little microphone down here. I can always go drop a track if I feel it. It's just that, like you said, you get so wrapped up with other stuff, you find yourself not recording as much, like maybe doing 1 or 2 songs like in the next 4 or 5 months. You know, it's just the drive isn't there because you're focusing all that energy now into this, you know. But this is, you know, what you really want to do. And like you said, we're getting older now, so I'm not putting an age limit on nothing. You know, you could be 70 and drop a track if you want to. I mean, it's your life. Only you can stop you. But what I'm saying is that over time you realize, like, you know what, I'm having such an impact doing this versus doing this. And I can still, you know, make a song. Like you said, you could make a song for your channel right here, make your own theme song and put it out. And then weave and wove it into every show you do. You know, it plays a clip of your song before you bring a person on. I mean, you could do anything, you know, because like I said, even with Ride to Heaven, when the end credits, I played my song. Why would I play someone else's song? You know, I made spiritual songs before, you know. So, I mean, you never want to just totally give the music up. It's just that, you know, like you say, you want to focus your energy over here, but still put a little bit of time into this. But the majority of energy and money and passion is going into this. But it's not a bad thing, though. I mean, don't never look at it as a negative thing. I think sometimes as we get older, we be like, man, you know, I miss doing this, or I can't do this like I used to no more. Or I can't play basketball or football like I used to no more. What am I going to do? You know, it's not the end of the world. God will, you got to increase your faith. He's going to make a way out of no way for you.
Yeah, we can end it there, man. That's a solid message to end on. Man. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to thank you for your time. You know what I mean?
Thank you for having me, bro.
Johnson, the producer, director, star, all of the above. You know what I mean? Shout out to the cast.
Yo, shout out to all the cast members, man. I had so much fun making this, man. These guys are silly, man. Like we were laughing and joking. When we were on Belle Isle filming the scenes where we were throwing the rocks in the water, man, it was so cold out there. They were getting mad. I'm like, look, y'all, just let's just film it again. And they were like, fuck. But you know, that's the fun part of making movies, man. That's create a bond with people,
with your cast or your crew is a dope experience. You know what I mean?
It's fun, bro. It's fun. And like I said, you know, even with you, if you want to start doing it, man, hit me up. I'll give you some more tips. And just keep the positive energy flowing, man. Keep energy is so key, man. When you have love there or people that really, you know, fuck with you like that, it flows differently versus people being against you or being envious, you know. So always keep positive energy in your circle. And if God has to weed some people out, just get rid of them and don't deal with them no more. You don't have to say nothing or be mean or negative. Just say, hey, I can't deal with you like that no more.
And that's it, you know. So,
oh yeah.
Once again, appreciate your time, man. This is Shane G. This is the Ethos Media Network, and this has been Entreprenegros.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
I'm gonna stop now.